Welcome back to Just Punjabi. ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਟਾਰਨੀ ਸ਼ੈਰੀ ਡੋਨੋਵਨ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੈਟਰੀਮੋਨੀਅਲ ਲਾਅ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ. If you do want to connect with her, please ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ email ਭੇਜ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. Email address is constantly running on the screen. You can email me so I can connect you with her so you can address any issues or concerns that you have about you or any of your loved ones. Now, Sherri, you had mentioned a case, a scenario to me.
Yes.
Not too long ago, about a husband who went and filed for the divorce overseas. So now the husband and the wife got married in India.
Yeah, let me explain the case.
Yeah, tell me about that case.
Okay, so what happened basically is that the couple are from India. They married in India. They came to New York. They started a jewelry business in New York that was very successful.
Okay.
Okay? And they also owned property. They owned a co-op apartment, etc. They owned a lot of property. Now, she was suffering. There was physical abuse and also sexual.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
He went back to India. By the way, she wanted to get separated or divorced. And there was a lot of pressure for her to stay in the marriage.
Pressure from whom?
From her family and his family.
Okay.
So even when she ran away from him and she went to her family in India, her mother beat her, saying that she should go back to her husband.
Wow, okay.
So she had a lot of psychological abuse going on.
Okay.
And a psychologist in India was helping her, and he's the one who actually put her in touch with me.
Okay.
Okay? And what he did is he went back to India because he knew that if he got divorced here, she would get half of the business and half the worth of the apartment, and that they would do orders of protection to stop from him hurting her.
Okay.
So what did he do? You see, America, it was a long time to get these rights for women and to get equal for both people.
Okay.
And sometimes it is the other way around. So what happened was he went back to India, got the divorce in India. Okay?
Filed for divorce in India.
Yes.
Okay.
And he told her about it, okay? But she was under such pressure and sadness that she didn't know what to do. So they had a lawyer in India, and what they did is if they gave nothing, then the courts here would look at it. But he was very smart. They gave her a little in India.
Okay.
So they gave her a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? Now, most times, you would think, okay, the divorce is finished, no more. But I was successful in getting the U.S. courts and the New York courts to realize that that is not good.
Okay.
That is not supposed to happen. So then what they did is we brought a case, and the other side got nervous, and we were able to work it out, and she was able to get a lot more.
Wow, okay. So he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yes.
He knew what he was doing.
What's happening, just to say generally, is that you get people from countries where maybe the woman doesn't have as much rights.
Okay.
Okay? Maybe in India, maybe in Pakistan. And what happens then in these countries is that the woman thinks she's not entitled. They come here, and they think it's the same way. I had a Muslim woman hold my business card for 11 years. Even though she was getting raped by her husband and hurt. It took her 11 years. She said, Sherri, I have your card. I've been holding it for 11 years. Can you please help me?
Wow.
Because it's a lot of pressure.
Absolutely.
It's family pressure not to divorce.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but you do have rights. And these women did it.
So you just have to step up to the plate and have the courage to stand up for yourself. Now, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਗਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਅਗਰ ਵਿਆਹ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਰੋ ਅਪ ਹੋਨੇ ਆ ਕਿ man is the one who's running the household, which is understandable. Ladies ਘਰ ਦੇਖਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਆਦਮੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਦੀ-ਕਦੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਰਟੀਜ਼ ਜਾਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਤੇ. But that's not true. You do have the right for it, and you can speak up for it to get that for yourself. Now, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੇਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ husband was very smart. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਸੀਗਾ, ਅਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਿਵੋਰਸ ਫਾਈਲ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਫਾਈਲ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਡਿਵੋਰਸ, ਵਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਧਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਅੱਧਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਵੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਸਾਰਾ, ਔਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਟੀ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਅੱਧਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਅੰਦਰ ਡਿਵੋਰਸ ਫਾਈਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਔਰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਕੁੜੀ ਦਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ। ਬਟ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਕੇਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਅਟਰਨੀ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ, ਸਾਈਕੋਲੋਜਿਸਟ ਨੇ, ਆਮ ਸੌਰੀ, ਜੋ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਦੈਟਸ ਹਾਊ ਸ਼ੀ ਗਾਟ ਕਨੈਕਟਡ ਵਿਦ them, and then they filed that case again. I guess you appealed it in the courts here, or filed it here.
Yes, we filed one here, and we said that the foreign judgment, the judgment in India, should not be followed because it's not with the public policy of the United States law.
Okay, and they were both, since they were legal, had everything here, they were able to fight it.
But it's better to bring the case first here.
Okay.
Because that's hard to do. So better if you're thinking of some type of separation or divorce and the property is here, bring it here, you'll get more
forward. Okay. तो अगर तुसी सोच रहे हो separation दा या divorce दा, try कि इस country अंदर तुसी file कर सको, ना कि India अंदर, because you'll probably get more what you're entitled to rightfully, that's yours. Let's take a few calls,
okay,
and then I want you to educate us to where they can go to get the help.
Okay.
सत श्री अकाल जी, आप कितों कॉल कर रहे हो?
Thank you, Gurmeet ji, Burinder Ahluwalia.
सत श्री अकाल Ahluwalia ji, how are you today?
I'm very good, but Sherri Donovan has really enlightened my wife. And
Thank
she
you.
is now, after 46 years of marriage, she's suing me for sexual abuse and exploiting her body for 46 years.
Oh, wow.
Now, I want to understand, is the International Matrimonial Law overrides the Hindu Marriage Act of 1955, because I got married under Hindu Marriage Act.
Okay.
Now, International Matrimonial Law, does it overrule all other countries' matrimonial laws? Number one. Number two, I agree that you should not exploit women, but women and men were created for procreation and allowing the continuity of humanity. Now, if you don't procreate, you cannot procreate without having sex. Now, if you want to have a legal document to have sex with your wife, the mood and the interest of having sex is all gone. Now, do I have to look for a document before I have a sex with my wife? Now, what is the length of statutory limitation? If my youngest child is 30-year-old, can my wife sue me for mutilating her body 3 times, and she can sue me for having sex with her without her consent? Why, if it were to be not a necessary thing in marriage, why did she get married to me? We have a choice to stay separate and not get married. Are we going to be ruled by legal laws only, and don't we have any moral, social obligations in our life? These are some of the questions that I would like to understand from her.
Okay.
So I'll have Sherri answer these for you.
Yes, thank you for such interesting questions, and I know this affects your life. So basically what I would say to this caller is, well, first of all, morally, yes, sex is beautiful when it's a choice of 2 people, and when it's done with love. And procreation is very important if it is done out of love. So it must be where 2 people consent, where they agree. Then it's beautiful. Otherwise, it's not beautiful.
As he said, if you get a paperwork, if you need to get a document for it, obviously, you've lost the whole purpose of it or the mood for it.
So I don't think you should force someone just because that's the purpose of marriage. I think before marriage, you need to have a lot of discussion with the person you're going to marry and see if you're sexually compatible and see about children. But things do change.
Absolutely.
Things change in marriage.
He's talking about, this is what, 65 years? How long were you married, Mr. Ahluwalia?
I'm married for 46 years now.
So we're talking about 46 years ago.
So people change over time, and it's very important not to force people to do what they don't want to do. That's the first point.
Let me stop you here. Would it be a good idea to have a nuptial agreement to have with your spouse that you are bound to have sex with me before you enter into matrimony?
It won't hold up in court. It will not be legal. There are prenuptial agreements, and when it's about money, they will be, it's a good question. The prenuptial agreements will be upheld if both people had full financial disclosure, if each one had a lawyer, and where there's not pressure, like you don't do it the day before marriage and say, sign this or no wedding.
We're not going to get married, yeah.
Then prenuptials will be upheld. However,
let me ask.
Wait, let me just say, but they will be upheld about the finances. If you put into a prenuptial agreement, you will have sex with me twice a week, no court will enforce that. It is always the choice of two people. If one doesn't want to, then according to international human right and American law, I don't know about the Hindu law, what it is on that, but basically you cannot force someone to have sex.
That's human right, like we said. It's not any court.
It's a very important part and parcel of the matrimony, right?
Yes. So then what you can do, sir, if you are frustrated or unhappy because your spouse is not providing you with what you would like or need, then you have choices. You cannot physically force her, okay? That would be illegal. But wait, hang on. But wait, excuse me.
My last child was born 30 years ago.
30 years
now,
ago.
Can she still sue me?
Wait, I just want to say, but if at the time you felt frustrated and marriage counseling didn't work and you couldn't have good communication, then you always had the choice to start a separation action, to start a divorce action, and then deal with it that way instead of physical force.
Now, Mr. Aluwali, I do want to ask you a quick question. I know we're running into a break time right now. Have you filed for a divorce or separation already?
No, not that, but this is very interesting. I'm enjoying the information she's providing me.
Okay.
So I'm interested in knowing, not that she's going to file divorce. If she does it, I'll be very happy because I'll be liberated man then.
Okay. So neither one of you have brought any action forward.
I just want to understand what are our options available. Are we to be governed by legal laws and not by moral laws?
You know what? We'll take a break and we'll come back and answer that question for you.
Thank you.
So do stay on hold with us. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.